We're starting right away with how to set up a Gmail account. Now, a Gmail account is very important to you for a couple of reasons. When you set up your username and password in Gmail, that actually translates as your username and password for all of the Google products. So whether it's analytics, text, everything is based on this one thing. So your Gmail account is your magical golden key that gets you everything. Okay, now here's the thing. I want you to plan this out a little bit. When you're doing this, if you have 5 stores, you want to create your own master Gmail account for yourself. Then you want to have all the other Gmail accounts come off of that. And it's very important that all of your staff have Gmail accounts. It's important that each individual store has a Gmail account. And I'll show you why. Because you'll be able to merge the calendars, you'll be able to merge the scheduling, as well as moving the phones back and forth. Now, one of the reasons that I push for Google Voice for people is our big philosophy is always advertise, measure, advertise, and measure. Now, if we go back 20 years, they would do, Yellow Pages would sometimes sit there and they'd put in a magical yellow phone into an office and say, this phone has a specific ad in there. And you were able to measure how much of your business came in off their ad. Now, they stopped doing that. Now, why did they stop doing that? I'll tell you why. They stopped doing that because it wasn't effective. The phone wasn't ringing because of the Yellow Pages ad, because Yellow Pages ads were fading out. You want to be able to measure any response, any advertising you do. And using Google Voice will enable you to do that. So let me focus back. We need a Gmail account first. I'm sure you've used email. I'm not going to go crazy on it. But let's set up a Gmail account right now. We go to google.com and we hit Gmail. Are we a user? Well, I'm a user, but let's set up a new user. Here we go. Very simple. We're doing this here. First name, I'm going to say Miro because that is actually my first name. Pasovic is my last name. Now we need some kind of username. Now get a pen because all the good ones are taken. So you're going to have to be pretty creative. Combination of numbers, signs, whatever else. So I'm going to get a pen right now and I'm going to write out some kind of, I want to try something fun. I'm going to say Miro Rocks. Because you know what? I kind of do. Miro Rocks. Will this work? Someone already has that. Okay, let's try. Miro is young. No, that's just lying. I can't lie like that. Miro 412. How's that? Can I do that? Miro 4121. Is that one okay? Here we go. So our username is Miro 4121. Now I'm writing this down so I have it. Okay. Now we need to create a password. Now for passwords, I like to do something creative. I like to come up with a phrase or something that's easy for me to remember, but it's still long enough to be a hard password. So for this particular use, I'm going to use 2 smelly feet. It gives me a nice long password and it's got a number in there. Here we go. And I'm putting my birthday. I'm putting my real birthday. You guys can write this down. I'm making myself a little bit younger too because you know what? I'm 43. I'd like to be 23. So I'm going to say I'm 1990. There we go. Make myself a little younger than I am. And of course I'm male. Mobile phone number, I'm going to say 72. And my current email address is miro.pasovic@gmail.com. Said Google is my homepage. It probably already is. So here we go. Now it wants this robot. And these things are kind of hit and miss. So ALESTITU, idolized. Let's see if that works. Here we go. And that work? And it worked. And that's it. I've just set up a Gmail account. And that's fantastic. Do I want to add a profile photo to it? I could. Oh, let me do it just to show you how it's done. It's pretty easy. Select the photo from your computer. I'm going to go to my desktop, find a picture of myself somewhere. Where am I? I should be in here somewhere. Do I have a picture of myself? Here we go. I'm going to take a nice one of myself. And there we go. That's my profile picture. This is not exactly necessary, but it might help you a little bit better in terms of just knowing which email file is which. So here we go. Next. Welcome to Gmail. So here we go. We are now in Gmail. Now this is a very interesting thing. We're in Gmail. We can send email. I'm going to do this real quick so you see what we're doing here. I don't need the tour because I'm giving the tour. We're not paying them to do the tour. No, go away. Here we go. So, if I want to send an email, I put in an email address, and I say, here we go. Test email from new account. And that's it. That's how simple and easy it is to open a Gmail account. They don't cost anything, and they come with a lot of features. There's a lot you can do with it, but this is the kind of thing that there we go. We've just set up your Gmail account. I've just showed you how to send an email. You have the ability to forward emails, drafts, circles. One thing I do like is, for example, I just opened this email here, and I want to do a forward or a reply to whatever I feel like doing. But if I go forward, and I say this is to rsims@mtech-ops.com. This is a friend of mine here, so I'm just going to shoot him something here. He's going to hate me for this, but I'm going to put this in here. Test email. Now, this is interesting. So I've created for an email, and I'm going to say, you know what, I want it off. I left it alone. What happens is this email actually shows up as a draft in here, so I can come back to it later and finish it off. Or if I'm waiting for a document, I can get an email started. The neat thing with this email system as well is I go back on this draft, I can also attach a file to it. So if I was to, you know, I'm going to attach a file to this email. Here we go. I just picked a random file off my computer, and now it's loading it up into this message. With Gmail, you can send messages up to 20 megabytes, and that's plenty to send a picture or an Excel file or even a Word file. So it's a very robust email system. I love it. One of the reasons I also like this email system is it keeps track of stuff for me. As you email document stuff back and forth, if you end up in a litigation situation, 99% of my paperwork is no longer in filing cabinets. It's all in Gmail. So it's searchable by topic, by type of file, by anything. So let me show you what I mean by that. I'm going to hop out of this email account and open up my real one. Here we go. So my real email account, I'm not going to give you the password to this one, but this is my main email here. I'm going to show you what I mean by that by looking up search. So this is my email here. There's my test email, my confirmation email. So there's my test email from this account. It's my confirmation email. Since I want to see, do I have any XLS files? XLS are spreadsheet files. So what do I have? These are the XLS sheets I've got. Here we go. Information I have. There we go. So it's all in there. I can also search by person. Let's say whatever I have from Perla. What did Perla send me? I have lots of stuff from Perla, stuff that I sent to her. So there's quite a bit of capability within this email system. So having Gmail, we now have our username, we have our password, we have the key to get into all the Google systems. So let's go back. What's next on our agenda? We've set up email, we know how to use it, we're good to go. Next, Google Voice. Why is Google Voice so important? I touched on this earlier. It allows you to create a phone number for free. Okay, it's a free phone number, and you can tag it to any phone that you want. What makes this very useful is number one, if you have a Gmail number as your main number, the number can follow you. So for example, you set up your office line, and if you're not at your office, you don't pick it up, it'll ring at your cell phone. If you don't pick it up there, it'll ring somewhere else. In addition, if you have a decent quality microphone and speakers, you can turn your computer into a very high-end speakerphone system, so you can take the calls on your computer. So, how do we get into Google Voice? Well, let's do it like this. Google, we're at google.com, say Google Voice. Here we go. And this is Google Voice. How do we do this? We sign in, like we did before. Miro 4121, we're using our wonderful magical passwords, right? And our password was smelly. 2 smelly feet. 2 smelly feet. Make up your own password, but you're welcome to use 2 smelly feet if that really works for you. Please note that Google Voice is only available in the US. That's fine. Do you want a new number or your mobile number? You always want a new number because you don't want the Google Voice to be linked to your mobile number. Like, you want to be able to control where it goes to. You don't want to create this huge advertising campaign using your mobile number, and then you change your mobile number if you change subscribers. I mean, I've gotten like mad at them and changed a bunch of numbers. So here we go. I want a new number. And you pick an area code that you like. 772-774-8397. This is actually my fax line. So I'm going to say it needs a forwarding number to make sure that it works. Okay? Now here's what's going to happen. This is why I need you to have your telephone with you. Google Voice is going to call this phone to make sure it's legitimate. So I've got this phone here, and it's going to ring. When it rings, it's going to call me, and I have to push in number 77. So I'm going to go through this right now. You can watch how it works, okay? Hear the phone ringing? I'm going to pick it up. Put on speaker.
Voice. Please enter your 2-digit verification code.
This is not rocket science. Okay, here we go.
Thank you. Your account is now active.
You're welcome.
Record your name and voicemail greeting, press 1, or you may hang up and do it later.
I can do that.
Please.
Hi, this is Miro Pacific. Thank you for calling my phone. This is a test line, and we're going to try this out and see how it works. All right? Thank you very much, Miro Pacific. You're welcome, Miro
Your
Pacific.
current spoken name is.
Hi, this is Miro Pacific. Thank you for calling my phone. This is a test line, and we're going to try this out and see how it works. All right? Thank you very much, Miro Pacific.
To keep this recording, press 1. To re-record, press name saved. You may now hang up to end this call.
I'm happy with that. So, the next step is it's going to ask me to set up a telephone number or choose a number. Now I can turn on and say, okay, look, I want a specific phrase, but a lot of them are used up. So I'm going to use my home area code here. Search numbers. What do we have? We have numbers here. This one's not bad. 8944. Let's use this number here. And we're going to go over here and we're going to say continue. We like that one. There we go. So again, I've got my piece of paper here. I'm ready. I'm writing down my new phone number. My new phone number is 772-202-8944. So here's what we've gotten so far. We've set up our email address. We have an email address we can give to people. Additionally, we have access to Google Voice, and we have a phone number. So you're saying, what happens when somebody dials a number? Let's find out. Let's call this 202 number and see what happens. 772-202-8944.
Hello. Please state your name after the tone, and Google Voice will try to reach.
Hi, this is Miro Pacific. Thank you for calling my phone. This is a test line, and we're going to try this out and see how it works. All right? Thank you very much, Miro Pacific.
Hi, Miro. This is Miro. I'm calling to check on myself. And here's how it answers it. Here we go.
Hi, Miro. This is Miro. I'm calling to...
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
I'm gonna dump my own call.
Miro Pacific. Thank you for calling my phone. This is a test line, and we're going to try this out and see how it works. All right? Thank you very much, Miro Pacific.
Is not available. Please leave a message after the tone.
And there we go. So it comes automatically with voicemail, but you're also able to split it up and move it along. So let me go back into the settings section over here. In settings, here we go. So we have your Google Voice number and forwards calls to Google Chat. The Google Chat is also, it's built in the computer, and we'll also forward it to the home number. Now if I want to, I can add another phone line. I can add a cell phone. I can have a whole cascade of phones that can go down calling. And circles, groups, a lot of fancy stuff. Voicemail, text, record new greeting. There's quite a bit here you can change. So it's all very, very simple, and you do it. But the main thing is, I like the use of the phone number to track who's calling you and who's making things happen for you. Okay. Now, a neat thing about this Google Voice feature is it also features the Google Texting feature. So I can text numbers if I want to. So we're going to show you how that works in a second, but this is really cool too. Let's talk about why texting is important in our business. A funny thing's happened over the last couple of years. More and more people are doing texting, and very often if they're at work or they're in a situation, they can't pick up a call, but they will respond to a text. And it's a funny thing to me because I've done collections calls. I've called people over and over and over again. no response. I send them a text, wow, they'll respond to a text. I don't know why it's so special, but some people just can't let a text go. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to use this text messaging thing to make it worthwhile for yourself, okay? So let me just show you something here. This is really kind of cool. Let me get out of here. I'm going to send a text from another line here and see if it comes in. Here we go. Did it come in? Here we go. I got a text message. Hey you, I need the money. Now, not only does Gmail keep track and a record of everything, the Google Voice system also keeps record of all the text. So I want to send this guy a text back saying, you owe me some cash, Mr. Dirtbag. You wouldn't actually ever send something like this, but here we go. Send. And this guy comes back and says, okay, I got a text in here. I'm going to send back a text saying, I'm having trouble with job. I go back to the inbox. What do you have? I'm having trouble with job. Fine. Text message. Mr. Smith, I appreciate and respect that you have contacted us for your service with your problems, with your concerns. We are very willing to work with you on a payment plan. And there we go. So when you have this back and forth, not only do you have it available to you, not only do your customer service representatives have the ability to send and receive texts within your system, okay? This provides you with a record keeping of that. Now, I've done a lot of court, a lot of small claims court and collections. And the judge is always looking for reasons to protect the consumer, because the consumer, of course, is a victim of our terrible, evil business. And he's looking at how we're handling ourselves. And the neat thing is, because everything that we're doing here is recorded, and your staff knows, I hope, that this stuff is recorded, you're creating a very positive record of your actions and what you've done for the customer. So what happens is, when you go to the collection, when you go to the judge, say, Judge, we've been chasing this guy, and you search the records of all his texts, and so we send him text after text, and we've been professional, we've been polite, we've been gracious, and this guy's just been a jerk. He's told us where to go 10 times a day, and we're just trying to get our money back. And it's such a compelling thing to have this printed record of your contact with him. Whether or not your software does this, having this additionally in the background is fantastic. And again, the price of this is $0. This costs you nothing to do, nothing to set up, and it's already there. So it's absolutely insane not to use these free tools to the utmost ability that you can. So we've covered Gmail, we've covered the use of Google Voice, we've covered SMS. Now we're going to go into one of my fun spots, is Gmail, Google Calendar. And this is more about time management than it is about actual calendar. So I'm going to show you how I am productive using this Google Calendar tool. And I may go on for a little bit, but I guarantee you, if you follow what I'm doing, it's going to increase your dollar signs.